Good afternoon, Anjali. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Yeah. So, what we were going through in the last class, we were just going through binomial theorem. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, let's go with that. Just a minute. I think somewhere we got hang there. Yes, sir. Can you see the screen, Anjali?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, next topic we'll talk about is greatest binomial coefficients. Greatest binomial coefficients. Okay, so greatest binomial coefficient is nothing but what? See, basically, what is the formula for a plus b whole to the power of n? What was the expansion of that? nc0 a to the power of n b to the power of 0 plus nc1 a to the power of n minus 1 into b to the power of 1 plus nc2 into a to the power of n minus 2 into b to the power of 2 and so on plus ncn into a to the power of n minus n into b to the power of n. Correct? This is the formula of, this was the formula of what? This is the formula of binomial expansion. This is what we learned. Correct? Isn't it? Are you able to understand
Yes,
here?
sir.
This was the expansion. So basically here in this above, what exactly nc0, nc1, nc0, nc1, nc2 and nc3, nc4 and so on, ncn. What are these? What are these? nc0, nc1, nc2, nc3 and so on, ncn. What are all these? These are binomial coefficients. These are binomial coefficients, correct? Huh. Now here we have, we have a couple of formulas here. If here note, everyone take a note here. if n is even, if n is even, then n c n by 2 is the formula, will be the greatest term. Okay, will be the greatest term, nc n by 2. Correct. For suppose, so for suppose, look at this here. This is, if I take example, if n is even, this will be the greatest. N c n by 2 is the greatest term. So for example, if I talk about any even number, you take example, you take n is equal to 6. N is equal to 6. What, n is even or not? Yes, it is even number. It is an even number. So the coefficients are going to be what? What are the coefficients? Look at this. If n is 1 second. If n is even, the coefficients are nc0, 6c0, sorry, and so on.
So
All right.
63 will be the greatest
63,
coefficient.
exactly 63, 64, 65, 66. All right, so this will be the coefficient values. By formula, by using this formula, how do we calculate the greatest term? How do we calculate the greatest term? N, what is n here? 6. C, n by 2, which is nothing but 6c3 is my greatest term. That is how I just calculate the greatest term. Clear? When this is the formula, when n is even number. If at all n is odd number, what happens? Look, this is a number one note. If n is an odd number, then n c n plus 1 by 2 or n c n minus 1 by 2 are numerically greatest coefficients, or numerically greatest coefficients. Okay, so nc n plus 1 by 2 or nc n minus 1 by 2. Okay, for example, let's take an example. If n is equal to 7, it is an odd number. Okay, the coefficient value is what? Then the coefficients and their values are 7c0, 7c1, 7c2, 7c3, 7c4, 7c5, 7c6, 7c7. Clear? So basically, if I solve this, the coefficients and the value, 7c0 is what, beta? 7. 7c1 is what? Sorry, 7c0 is 1. 7c1 is 7. 7c2 is what? 21. 7c3 is what? 35. 7c4 is what? 35. 7c5 is also 21. 7 1. Okay, so these are the coefficients and their values. Now by formula, what exactly the greatest coefficients here? By formula, what is the greatest coefficient? Tell me. By using the formula, greatest terms are 7c n minus 1 by 2 was the formula, right? 7c n minus 1 2 or 7c n plus 1 by 2. 7c n minus 1 by 2 or 7c n plus 1 by 2. Okay, so 7c 6 by 7c3 or 7c4, correct? So these are the numerically greatest coefficients. These are numerically 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 clear. Understood or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, very simple. So let me summarize you. If n is even number, what is the greatest term? Nc n by 2. Okay, nc n by 2. And if n is odd, nc n plus 1 by 2 or nc n minus 1 2. If n is odd, okay. So for example, we'll see a question. We'll see a question so that you will understand. So find the greatest binomial coefficient. Greatest binomial coefficient for the expansion of for the expansion of 2 plus root 3 all to the power of 16. That was the question. That is the question. Huh. Now what is the question here? Find the greatest binomial coefficient for this expansion. Greatest binomial coefficient. What is the greatest binomial coefficient? Where here n is equal to 16. So greatest binomial coefficient is what? Is NCN by 2. So what is the formula? 16 NCN by 2 is the formula. 16C 16 by 2, which gives me 16C8. 16C8 is my greatest binomial coefficient. So 16C8 you can calculate or you can leave as such, no problem at all. Clear? Understood? Understood or not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we'll solve a previous year JEE question. We'll solve a question. The question is the coefficient of the middle term. The coefficient of the middle term. Simultaneously you copy that. Okay. The coefficient of the middle term in the binomial expansion in powers of x in 1 plus alpha x to the power of 4 and 1 minus alpha x to the power of 6 is the same is the same is the same if alpha equals to dash. Option A 3 by 5, option B 10 by 3, option C minus 3 by 10, option D minus 5 by 3. Can you solve this question once? I mean, can you try once?
Yes, sir.
Try
Once.
this. Yeah, so first read the question. What is the question given to you? The coefficient of the middle term in the binomial expansion in the power of x in, see, there is a term given to you. What is that? 1 plus alpha x to the power of 4 and 1 minus alpha x to the power of 6 is the same. Okay, is the same. Middle term of that is equal to middle term of this term. So then what exactly the alpha value is going to be? That is a question is given to you. Just read the question properly and just attempt it.
Sir, is the answer 10 by 3?
Anjali here is talking about middle term, not greatest term. He is talking about middle term. We just discussed in the last class this concept. Is it clear?
Oh, okay, sir. I am
Yeah,
doing the
if
great. Okay.
no. If you just open your notebook of the last class, you will understand it.
Yes.
Okay, what is the formula for look at this here? Here he is talking about this expansion and this expansion. 1 plus alpha x to the power of 4. So what is the middle term? Middle term for this expansion is what? The middle term. Here n value is 4. N by 2 plus 1 is a formula. Alright, so what is the formula? Middle term formula. We learned in, yes, I just gave you a hint. Solve that.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So I'll just use a middle term formula. Then I'll be after if I find the term, if I find the middle term, then I use general formula after that. Very simple. What is the middle term we get here? T 4 by 2 plus 1, which means T 2 plus 1, which gives me T3. So T3, third term is the middle term of this expansion of this term. So
Yes, sir.
yes, now here look at this here. Here also 1 minus alpha x to the power of 6 given. What exactly the middle term for this expansion? Tell me. So very simple beta. Look at this here. What is the look at T3 we need to find out, right? T3. So let's find out NC0 T third. So let us expansion this. First term is NC0 1 to the power of 4 alpha x to the power of 0 plus 4C1 1 to the power of 4, so 1 to the power of 3 alpha x to the power of 1 plus 4C2 1 to the power of 2 alpha x to the power of 2. isn't it? So this is the first term, this is first term, this is second term, this is third term. We need to find, we just got middle term as third term, right? So we need this one. We don't want first term, we don't want second term, we have to find out the third term. What is the coefficient of third term now? This is the coefficient of third term. So we'll be just doing this, we'll be doing this alone. Okay, what he has given, look at this, coefficient of the middle term in the binomial expansion in powers of x, this one and this one is the same, both are equal. So what I'm going to do now, look at this. So what is the coefficient, therefore coefficient of middle term is equal to 4c2 alpha square into x square. That x square will not come here. Why? Because we're talking about here alpha square x square, isn't it? Alpha x whole square can be written as alpha square x square. So I want third term. So coefficient of x square alone I'll be taking. Coefficient of x square is what now? 4c2 alpha square. All right, getting my point. Similarly, 1 minus what is the given? 1 minus alpha x to the power of 6. So what is
Yes,
the middle term for this?
sir.
What is the middle term for this? Same formula. Look at this, t n by 2 plus 1, which gives me what? Tell me. T 6 by 2 plus 1. So t fourth. Am I correct?
Four,
T fourth.
four.
T fourth. So we'll be finding fourth term first. We'll be finding fourth term. What is the fourth term of this? Let's see. So NC0, first term is NC0, 6 into minus alpha x to the power of 6, sorry, 0 plus 6c1. Here alternate signs we'll get. We'll get alternate signs. Why? Because I have minus in the expansion. A minus b whole to the power of expansion is what? We'll be getting alternate signs. Plus, minus like that. 6c1, 1 to the power of 5. So alpha x to the power of 1. So next plus 6c2, 1 to the power of 4. Alpha x to the power of 2 minus 6c3, 1 to the power of 3. Alpha x to the power of 3. Correct? So we want fourth term. First term, this is the first term, and this is the second one, third one, fourth one. So I want this one. Correct? We want this one. Am I correct? Yes or no? Hello, we want fourth term here. So this is what I'm going to select. Not this one, not this one, not this one. So this is what I'm going to select. So fourth term is
Yes,
what now? Coefficient of, therefore, coefficient of middle term is equal to what? Minus 6c3 alpha cube. Correct? Alpha cube. Hope it is clear. So what we need here, both coefficients are equal. He has given. Look at this here. Coefficient of this and this is the same. Then alpha is equal to what? So I'll be equating now what? I'll be equating what? This equal to this. Correct? So according to the question, according to okay. So this is what given. So 2 times will be getting cancelled. 4c2 answer is what? 4 into 3 by 2 is equal to minus 6 into 3 into 5 into 4 divided by 3 into 2 into alpha. So 3 twos will get cancelled. 2 twos will get cancelled. So again 2 4s, 2 4s. So what is the answer now? 20 by 3. Okay. 3 by 10. Is there any calculation mistake we made? No. Look at this. 4C2 is what? 4 into 3 by 2 into 1 r. 2 ones, 2 twos, 2 twos. Oh my goodness, here 2 twos. 2 ones, 2 twos, 2 ones, 2 twos here. Okay. So what the answer is going to be now? 3 is equal to minus 10 alpha. Correct? Alpha is equal to what now? Alpha is equal to minus 3 by 10 is the answer. Check. Minus 3 by 10 do we
Okay,
have or
sir.
not? Yes, option C is correct. Nothing. See, if you know the formula, he has given coefficient of that particular expansion is equal to coefficient of the another one. So I just found the coefficients first. He has given middle term. Look at this. He's talking about middle term here. Coefficient of the middle terms. So I'll be using middle terms first. Then I'll be equating that both coefficients for getting what alpha value. If I get alpha value after that, nothing. Very simple. If I get a alpha value after that, simple. Look at this. Option C is going to be correct here. Hope it is clear. Shall we go for the next question? Shall I give the next question? Is it clear? You want to copy this? If you want to copy, you can copy, no problem. Quick, quick, make it fast. So I'll give one more question. Hope it is clear. Understood, Anjali?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll go for the next question. The coefficients of the r minus 1 comma r and r plus 1 terms in the expansion of x plus 1 to the power of n are then find n and r. Quick, just try this. What happened?
Sir, what formula do we use here?
Sorry. See the
What
coefficient of
form?
the coefficient of this comma this and this terms in the expansion this are in the ratio of this one. Then find the value of n and r. Very simple question. Let's solve this. First of all, I'll be using the general term formula here. What is the general term formula? What is the general term formula? TR plus 1 is equal to NCR a to the power of n minus r into b to the power of r. Correct? This is a general term formula. So here the binomial expansion. What is the binomial expansion given to you? This is an expansion given to you, right? Okay, or else you write this as 1 plus x to the power of 1 plus x to the power of n. Okay. And what is b and a here? What is a here? This is my a, this is my b. Correct? N is n only. Okay, here n is n or not? Here a is equal to 1, b is equal to x, c is equal to n. Sorry, n is equal to n only. N is equal to n or not? Yes. So he has given what he has given here, rth term. I mean coefficient of this one and this one. Okay, let's find out the coefficient of r minus 1th term. So r plus 1th term, t r plus 1th term is equal to what? ncr 1 to the power of n minus r into x to the power of r. Clear? So t r plus 1 is equal to ncr x to the power of r. Okay, this is what given to you. This is what we know actually. Okay. Now what is the rth term? Look at this here. Rth term r minus, he has given three terms beta here. This one, r and this one. So we'll be finding all those. Okay. We found r plus 1th term, right? We found r plus 1th term. We found r plus 1th term. And the coefficient of r plus 1th term is what? What is the coefficient here? This is a coefficient or not? This is a coefficient beta. Let's say 3x square you have. What is the coefficient of x square here? 3 or not? Isn't it? Understand my point? Anjali ji. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Coefficient of this r plus 1 term is what now? NCR. Okay. Next, the rth term. The rth term is given by r minus 1th term. This is rth term, isn't it? How do you get rth term? Look at this. T r plus 1 minus 1. If I both cancel, then only I'll get rth term, or not? Isn't it? So T r plus 1 minus 1 is equal to NCR minus 1. What is r value here? What is r value? Tell me. R minus 1. So we are talking about r minus 1. So r minus 1 term, right? This is r minus 1 term. So NCR minus 1 x to the power of r minus 1. Clear? So TR is equal to what now? NCR minus 1 into x to the power of r minus 1. So into, so this is what the coefficient. What is the coefficient now? Coefficient. Therefore, the coefficient is what? The coefficient of rth term is equal to NCR minus 1. Perfect. Very good. Very good. Now look at this here. What do you understand here? Look at this. For r plus 1, I took r. Understood? For r minus 1, what I'm taking here? For r minus 1, look at this here. Sorry, for rth term. For rth term, I'll be taking r minus 1th term. Understood my point? For rth term, I have taken r value as what? NCR plus 1. Clear? Understood or not? Now, for rth term, I have
Yes,
taken
sir.
r minus 1. Okay. For rth term, look at this. Try to understand here. For rth term, I have taken r minus 1. For r plus 1th term, r. Clear? For r plus 1, r, I have taken r. For r, I am taking r minus 1. Isn't it? For now, r minus 1 is going to be what now? Tell me. What is r minus 1? R minus 2, isn't it? But look at this. I'm subtracting 1. Here 1 means plus 1 is nothing but like minus 1 I'm doing here. So all right, I'll do, if I subtract minus 1 here, I'll be left with what? R. So here I don't have anything. So minus 1. Here r minus 1 have. If I add minus 1, what happens? It gets r minus 2. All right. Understood my point? Clear or not? Understood? And now similarly, tell me for r plus, for r minus 1th term, what is going to be that? R minus 2, that's it. So let's write for r minus 1 the term, we will be taking r minus 2 the term. Look at this here, isn't it? So now check this. Same thing, write it. 1 second, let me write this. R T r minus 2 T r minus 2 plus 1 is equal to NCR minus 2 into x to the power of r minus 2. X to the power. I'm using general formula everywhere. So look at this here. T r 2 minus 2 plus 1, how much? Minus 1. T r minus 1 is equal to N C r minus 2 into x to the power of r minus 2. Okay. So now everywhere, what is the coefficient now? What is the coefficient? Therefore, the coefficient of r minus 1 the term is equal to what? NC r minus 2. Clear? But what he has given here, what he has given? Given that the coefficients of r minus 1th term, comma rth term, and r plus 1th